George thought he was going to be a 3-point collector. At half time, he was like, "Yo, 3-point collector, show." But then, yeah, something happened, which we'll speak about.
I actually wasn't, to be honest.
I know my Nah, we know what.
Team far too well to know that I wouldn't be shaking my hands at.
Nah, bro.
Nah, there's no cap, man. I know my team far too well. This is a basketball transitional football, so it can always go either way. But yeah, man. As you can see, no do-rag this week. Hairline looking crazy like Tottenham. So yeah, man, is what it is. We're here though.
Game is the game.
We're gonna get into it because you were talking a lot of talk. You know them ones there, bro. You were talking a lot of talk. You know them ones there, and you got 3 points at Old Trafford, yeah. But you got to remember who your club is, Jods. You got to remember the history of the Tottenham. You know them ones there. You got to remember you lot are. Did you hear that? Should I play that one more time? That's what you are. Bottlers in it. You know them ones there. Nobody ain't going to take you seriously, you know. Unless you take away that bottlers gene that's within your fan base, within your club, that's infested. Ain't nothing going to go on in your club, you know. Like you, man, were 2-0 up. You were living life. And then you bottled it. You know how mad that is? Like how can you, man, get excited week in, week out? Like you think you're going somewhere. You think you're going somewhere. And then bam, back down to reality. It's mad. Look where you were last week, John.
I mean,
look, you were on cloud 9. Now you're back to
we weren't on cloud 9, man. We only beat United last week. You guys aren't anything to praise about. Don't get me wrong. I was happy to cook you, but when we talk about the relative points of where the teams are at, Man United is nothing to praise unbeaten. Going to Old Trafford, as I said, you're everyone's whipping boys. Everyone gets to go at Manchester United. So right now, I can't be too gassed about that. Brighton are a better team than you guys. So I knew going into this game, it was going to be a tough one. I knew it was going to be problematic. And unlike LB said, at 2-0 at half time, I really wasn't like, you didn't see me tweet. You can check. I didn't tweet nothing. I didn't send any. I usually message into the group chat when Tottenham are doing something. I didn't send no messages into any group chats because I was wary. I know this Tottenham team and I know it well enough. And I know that, unfortunately, like you guys said, they're bottlers, man. They're fucking bottlers. There's far too many times that I saw the stat. Tottenham have bottled a 2-0 lead more than any other team in history, man. It's a joke. It's a joke. And you have to laugh at it as a Spurs fan. You do. Because it's always us. As Balotelli said, why always me? Why always we? Why say fuck me for, bro? Why ruin my evening? Like,
George,
they
is it true?
Don't want to fucking turn up.
George, I heard something. Yeah, I want to ask you if this is true. Is it true that you've only beaten one top 10 team since December?
Yep.
You're not Spurs alike, yeah. Spurs are like
I don't know. I don't think that's not a true stat. I don't think
is that not a true stat. Why Spurs fans
teams? Why
Spurs fans putting this out? Then Spurs fans are saying this.
I don't think it's a true stat. I think it's maybe obviously people would have to go back and check when the games are played, where the teams are positioned. But I know a few teams that we've beat within that time frame that I would expect to be within the top 10. But if they weren't placed in the top 10 at the time, then I'm wrong.
That must be then, because that's what I'm not saying. The Spurs fans are telling me this. Spurs fans are coming in my stream saying, "Bro, we ain't beating anyone in the top half of the table, bro."
I don't think that's true at all, though. I don't think that is true.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true, man. You think you're beating one team?
Show us away from home. If it's just away from home, then yeah, we beat Aston Villa away from home 4-0 in February in March. So
let me play this video, man.
Well, it depends if it's just away from home or not.
Come on! Keeper should have saved it. Yeah. Terrible. Good. Timo assist.
This is lovely.
Come on, man. Look at these fools. They're talking about Timo assists, man. These are top yids. They're like, you know how you have your top reds? These are the top yids. We don't listen to these fools, man. They're out here celebrating Timo, you know. Like, send that guy back to Germany with a fucking first class ticket. He's shit.
That's that madness.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my days. Sensational.
George, apparently, right, I've been told, apparently, you've only beaten one team in the top 10 of the table at the time that you played the team. And that must have been the Villa game, because United weren't in the top 10 when you beat them. Apparently, that's what people are saying.
Yo, that's crazy.
You've only won one game against a top 10 side, since December.
Andrew might.
That's a madness, bro. You are basically a flat track bully. I was going to say it before.
It might have been, I guess.
Nah, bro, hold this, yeah. You are like that kid at school, bro, that just goes round bullying all the small kids, yeah. I don't want to pick on someone that own size, mate. Yeah, you guys, yeah, you need to get spine. You need to start challenging these bigger teams, these better teams. Yeah, what you did yesterday, 2-0 up against Brighton. Saeed's right, bro. You got no bottle, yeah. You're an embarrassing football team, mate. Yeah, you got Maddison out here scoring a goal that should have been saved, and then like going to look at me, mate. What a great goal, and then holding 3 goals, mate. Yeah, his substitutions were horrendous. Yeah, the way that he set up in that second half was spineless.
LB, you're better than that.
I'm not better than that. I'm not, honestly, bro. I'm not better than that. I promise you, I'm not better. Bro,
because you're sitting here trying to. If you want to cook Maddison, at least cook him with some sauce. Add some ingredients.
I'm not better than that.
Add some ingredients.
Because
what you're doing right now, you're saying,
you need to have some
Maddison
shame,
scored a goal that the keeper should have saved. If he
bro,
should have saved,
the point is, your players do not know how to see out a game. Your games do not know how to see out a game. Yeah, you were 2-0 up against Brighton. You need to come out in that second half and lock it off. And you just come out there, and the way that you play football is just mad. And yeah,
I don't think that's the player issue. I think the problem with us seeing out games. The problem with us seeing out games, for me, I look at Ange. I look at the manager for that. Because if we're 2-0 up and you go into a second half, like you said, because they come out with a lot higher intensity than us. They looked like a team that wanted to play the game. They wanted to bring it to us. We should have made the changes. I said from the 55th minute, you could sort of see the momentum shifted. They'd already gone 2-1. And they're looking at pushing on that for that second goal. I wanted to see Basuma and Sarr come on at that point. I wanted to see Werner come off the pitch. I think at that point, you probably could have took off Maddison or Kulusevski because we didn't need as much creation. We need someone to slow the tempo down and control the game. The problem with Spurs at the moment, in general, in all of the games that we play, is we don't have control. We lack the moments in the games where when it's 60th minute, let's slow it down. Let's take it for 20 minutes where we're just going to pass the ball around. And to be honest, it don't really make sense to me because when it comes to keeping possession, we're one of the better teams in the league at doing it. I just don't understand why we can't keep possession for the sake of keeping possession. It's like we want to move forward with the ball, but then there's times where we get into that area and then we just end up passing it back. But then we're still trying to play the dangerous passes. But yeah, no, I definitely look at Ange. I look at Ange and saying that he should have made the changes quicker. It was quite clear to see that Brighton had flipped the game on its head and they were taking it to us. And we need to see the changes coming early. But defensively, that's where all the issues were yesterday. That's the only way I can put it. It was all down to.
Let's talk about Van de Ven, yeah. How many times does Van de Ven get twisted about, bro? Have you noticed that? Has anyone just like
you can only name 2 games? That's gonna be this game and the Newcastle game. You can't name any others.
A lot of people have been talking about it, yeah. Like Van de Ven, when there's like space to run into, he's a demon, in it. Like he's gonna catch you. But when you actually put him to the ground, yeah, you twist him, yeah. He gets exposed a lot, you know, man. Have you actually deeped it though? Really and truly,
George. Because let's be honest, though, let's take a look at physics here. Yeah, he's tall. Yeah. He's about 6'4". Any player that big, he's so far from the floor. Let's be honest, he's not going to be that good at close spaces with his feet.
So his ground.
Move.
No, George.
No, but if you think when I look at Minte and I look at Rotna and I look at Mitoma, they're all really good at close ball dribbling.
Yeah,
that's what happened yesterday. They killed Van de Ven with that.
You know what it is, George?
And the ball's close, and you got to be agile. He's not agile. He's too big for that. Go on, bro.
George, do you know what it is, bro? Like, I get what you mean. Like, because Van de Ven's so tall, against players with low center of gravity, he's gonna struggle, and it's hard to kind of when you're jockeying as a defender, when you're that tall, it's hard to switch. But I agree with Saeed, bro. I do feel, regardless of his stature, bro, I do feel he gets ripped a bit, and I rate Van de Ven highly, bro. For me, he's your best centre back. But he does get ripped a bit too often. And I get what you're trying to say.
Name me the games, because it's only this game in Newcastle that you've seen him exposed. No, I can't. You cannot even have a game outside of it. It's 2 games in 12 months. We can't start calling them a shit.
You know what, George? I can't remember the specific games, but LB and Ty am bugging in the chat. There's times you watch Van de Ven, it's like, oh, he's got beat a bit easy there. I can't remember the game. I can't remember the games, but bro, I've seen him get skinned a few times.
We've seen it. Nobody's saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying this.
And even then, yesterday. No, go on. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
George, I think there's a bit of a delay on your end, you know.
And yesterday, a lot of the focus, I see what people are doing here. To be honest, I wouldn't put the focus on Van de Ven. If I was going to look at us defensively, I'd say Udogie and Romero are 2 worst defenders yesterday. Romero mainly because, and you know what, I do need to come out and say this because I'm his biggest fan. He's been poor. He's been poor this season. He's been very poor, especially when it comes to when we conceded goals. I'm Romero's biggest fan, and I think he's a really good player. But the lapses in concentration at the back of what killed us in most of the games. He killed us in the Arsenal game, he killed us in Newcastle, and he killed us for pretty much all 3 goals yesterday. Most of them, Welbeck most particular, him and Porro are ball watching as the ball come across. They were ball watching throughout the whole passage of play, and I can only look at my main centre back, the guy that's supposed to be leading my back line. He needs to be better. He needs to be better. And all the goals could be avoided if he was in the right positions, actually marking Danny Welbeck. I think Welbeck just had a really good game, some great movement. But yeah, no, I would definitely look at Udogie and Romero, yesterday, rather than Van de Ven as our 2 worst performers.
Do you know what I'm going to say, George, though, yeah? For me, this is where Ange got it wrong at half-time, and I agree with LB. You're 2-0 up, you're in cruise control. You look light years ahead of Brighton in that first half in isolation, yeah? But when you go 2-0 up and they're growing into the game, I would say Ange needed to make the subs of Basuma and Mikey Moore and possibly even Sarr a bit earlier, because when you look at Kulusevski, Maddison, and who else was in there? Bentancur, they're all technicians. There's no real solidity in there. Like, there's no one that will really get about, but they're all very good footballers. You needed that solidity when Brighton were growing into the game. And like you said, Ange made the subs a bit too late. I think they were the right subs, but they need to be a bit earlier, because I swear when you made the Basuma sub, you were already, it was 2-2, correct me if I'm wrong.
It was already 3-2.
It was already
sure the sub on after 3-2, and to be honest, Ange was pretty much pathetic in his post-match press conference, because he was saying, I would have made the sub earlier, but it wouldn't have made no difference because the intensity was already gone. They'd already take the game to us, and by that time, they pretty much basically admitted defeat and said Tottenham weren't turning up at that point. We had nothing.